Good evening, my Trues Clues aficionados. I hope you all are doing well out there and taking care of yourself, looking out for each other. If you're seeing something, saying something. I have been trying to celebrate my birthday month with you all by giving away some gift packages. I haven't had even one name turned in. If I can get a name, first four names, I've got packages made up to set out to you. This one is in regards to a story I did on Dolly's Game, kind of a Black Widow kind of story. And it's a good carry-all that you can put any kind of items in. It's easy to wash. I also have Killer Cutlets, which represents my crime cutlets that I do, the four quick short stories, quick crime hits. And this is a really popular series that I do. So I would love to be able to give away one of those bags. And then I do have some like kind of matching items. They don't have to be matching items, of course. You've got your carry-all bag here and a little makeup bag or a little smaller carry-all bag for you all. These came out beautiful. I get quite a few compliments on them for the people that have seen them in person. Maybe you got to see them in person. But those are them. And then I do have another one. Oh, and this story, I just wanted to hold my baby. That was about the couple in Texas that had their baby beheaded while they were delivering it in the hospital. And then they showed it to him in the window. They wouldn't allow the baby to be held by the parents. The whole thing just went left. It turned out to be a crime scene after all. And then this one, Your Crazy Mama. This one is about the lady in Colorado Springs who claimed that her stepson had just went gone for a walk, never to be seen again. Yeah, lady, true, right? And again, there's a small carry-all bag here. And the bags are really nice. They're nice quality. I really love them. And so there you go with that one. And then again, like I said, the matching makeup bag on that one. And then this one, I do an evening horror story, about 3 minutes or so. And, I'm a big fan of the sugar skulls. If you guys are not, let me know if you have new bag ideas I can use. Please enlighten me. And again, this is another matching bag and bag. And then, I don't know, I just am a crafty type of person. I just seen this type of items coming up. And then again, there's a Dolly's Game mug here. You can put hot or cold items in here and they'll stay, for what my family members are telling me, I've made them a couple of them, stays warm or cold for about 4 hours. Comes with a nice lid on it there. Very nice. I just love this design. Came out beautiful. And then I have one here, with the same I just wanted to hold my baby design. And again, it's a mug. You can put warm or hot or cold items in there. There's a lid there. Call it my travel mug one. And this one, because I just love this crown girl. Yeah, this one is just excellent to me. And I did sell one of these to my family members. And again, it's a travel cup as well. And then for smaller items, I do have like a little keychain here that has my logo on it. I just really love that skull light motif there. And then I do have another one in regards to the killer couplets. I don't know if you can see that very well there. Let me put it up closer to the camera. So I don't know. If it was me, I certainly would turn my name in and be requesting my name to be added to the list so I can receive a nice gift package. So I'd dearly love to hear from you if you're interested at all. If you have any ideas on packages that I should be making that you would care, um, to have or to purchase, let me know. I would love to find out. I am interested in doing a little merchandise on the side there. You know how that all works out. So I have always been interested in multiples. And I guess that's why I've always done the serial killer thing, which I think is kind of, unusual, but not so unusual for people who enjoy true crime. But this one is, I've kind of been looking into the American Black Widow kind of thing going on. This lady, Sharon Nelson, add on a couple of other names as well. She did live here in Colorado. Now, I want to say, because a lot of these people that come here and commit crime like that, they do not originally come here from Colorado. She was raised somewhere out in the boonies in the South, I believe. and she moved here. And, I am like a person that has always adored movies. I love documentaries. I love, true crime. I've watched true crime and read true magazines probably most of my life since I've been pretty much old enough to read a magazine. And there was a movie with Burt Reynolds, and I don't remember her name. I should have looked it up before I did this. But anyway, there was a movie, it was called named Streetcar Named Desire. Burt Reynolds was extremely young in this movie. And he was married, he had a wife, and the wife had a older sister, and something happened where things just aligned where the sister had to move in with the new couple. They hadn't been married that long. And she comes in and she's like, "Oh, I must depend on the kindness of strangers." And she's always dressing up, she spends hours in the tub. She's always molly cuddling herself. Well, finally, Burt Reynolds' character, who is a blue collar man, goes into work every day, works hard, providing for the family, providing for her, is wondering like what the holy hell is going on with her. I have never seen anything like this before. He starts complaining about how hoity-toity she's acting and whatnot. And one day when the wife and the sister are out of the house, he SAs the sister-in-law. Now she was already fragile mentally, you could tell she kind of lived in this gilded world, gilded cage that she put in around her. And it was so brutal for her that it just broke her on a mental basis. And they ended up having to put her in a mental asylum. And that's how the movie ended up. I don't believe, from what I recall, but I hadn't seen it in a long time, he never got into any kind of trouble for what he did to the sister-in-law. She just ended up getting put in a facility because of what happened. I don't know. I don't think that the sister knew. I think she had suspicions, but she never really knew what had happened because of the fact it had taken place under the guise of the two of them alone in the house. But the whole idea where she, was like hoity-toity, dressing up, always wore perfume, always wanted to be catered to, always probably looked at getting male attention a lot. Well, that kind of reminds me of this Sharon Nelson gal. And she did come here to Colorado. I think she had visions of living in grandeur, which Colorado wasn't that place back then. I mean, you can find little pockets of it here and there, you know what I mean? But it is nowhere like it is growing now. The life of Sharon Fuller is a fascinating case study of a sociopathic woman who could win a man's affection, seduce him into leaving his wife and family, and convince him to kill for her. She was dangerous to any man who would give her something she wanted, and she had no remorse or empathy if anyone else got in her way. Sharon grew up in a strict religious family. An early marriage was followed by numerous affairs, divorces, mysterious deaths. Sharon married for money, but there was never enough. Once the money was gone, she'd get bored and she'd move on. When the divorce didn't appeal to her, she turned to dun 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 Maya. And she wasn't opposed to it to get her way and to get the financial situation that she was looking for. I think she had come from a hard life and she was never going back to living a hard life again. God help her. Once the money was gone, of course, she went on and she just, did her own thing. She was brash, trashy, and manipulative to the point where you would expect intelligent people to be able to see through her. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. My neighbor's taking my trash out for me. But anyway, Sharon was brash, trashy, and manipulative to the point where you would expect intelligent people to see through her exploits. But amazingly, she wasn't stopped until overwhelming evidence revealed her evil deeds. Even then, when she confessed to police at the Pizza Hut in 1988, she showed no empathy or anything for her victims. It's just what it was. Investigations into her crimes would show that Sharon was far from an evil genius. Many of her exploits were careless and stupid. Looking back, those who survived having Sharon in their lives were wondered how she fooled them for as long as she did. Sharon Nelson was a typical Black Widow, as in when she saw the men she seduced as disposable, she used the same tricks over and over to get what she wanted. At the quiet end today, we're telling the Sharon Fuller Nelson, a killer who took much pleasure in the hunt as much as she did as the results. I don't know what you all are going to say to that one, but she obviously felt entitled. You wouldn't go around committing crime like that unless you felt entitled. So she ends up finding herself a little husband. She's living in her little town. She's going to get her husband. She's going to move on with her life, right? You would think. But Sharon had big dreams. She wasn't planning on, just staying in her little hollow very long. Sharon came from very strict and humble roots. She was born a Seventh-day Adventist to a couple in North Carolina. She married her first husband, who was a pastor, and they moved to a small town in Trinidad in Colorado. Funny, because that's where my family started out when they came from New Mexico to Colorado, too. My great grandma was there in Trinidad. So it must be a growing place back then where people wanted to go. However, the marriage ended in divorce in 1976. First husband in the 1960s was one of the quickest, easiest ways for a young woman to escape childhood home was to marry. And that's exactly what Sharon did. She married Mike Fuller, a young minister with the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Without realizing what she had done, Sharon, in a sense, jumped from the frying pan into a fire. She obviously thought she was going to be living a rich and exceptional life, and then find out it's a humble life that these women lead. They live a life of service. They don't go around worrying about how their makeup look, ordering from the magazines, or anything else like that. They're trying to live a life of humility and live a service to God. When she found out about that, she was none too happy. And then the financial status that was provided to her, none too happy. So that's when they're saying, that she jumped from the pan into the fire, because she most certainly did. Before long, Sharon was involved in intense affairs, one with a member of her husband's congregation in North Carolina, resulting in a move of the Fuller family. Now, with 2 children in tow, halfway across the country to Colorado, the move, however, would do little to curb Sharon's desires of the flesh. Now, according to women who attended the church, they all knew that she was the pastor's wife, but why was she dressing like Dolly Parton said that she was trying to dress like women of the evening because they were the prettiest women in her town? Sharon felt that same way. And so when she felt like she wasn't getting attention, she wanted to be the beam in the room. If you were in church, she wanted to be the beam in the church. You were in the party, she was the beam. She didn't care whose husband she trampled on. She just wanted all the attention for herself. Now, to me, mentally, that means you think yourself pretty small, very small individual. So you need this puffing up from people all the time to make you feel like you're something. And that was Sharon. And I do think that Black widows have a lot of the same thing in common. They think that they have power over you when they are able to exert a kind of feeling in you, to grab a certain kind of attention, and then to control you. And you see it happen a lot, but usually there's some kind of, meeting of the minds. One person may display a stronger part in a relationship at one time than the other. But with this type of personality type, they're going to be in control. They're going to be in control all the time. And if you don't like it, you better watch out, because they could very well. Okay. So that's all I have to say about Sharon today. I will be keeping you posted, updated on what went on with her future husbands there in my next episode. But please like, subscribe, leave your name, and I'll send you a gift bag. Love you all. Take care.